Welcome to the first episode of the Bosler Buzz. I'm Jeff Swope.
And I'm Emily Gonzalez.
And we're so glad to have you with us today. The Bosler Buzz is a new web show that the Bosler Library is producing to give you a better sense of the things that we're doing here at Bosler every day. Emily, do you want to tell them a little bit about how this came to be?
Of course, Jeff. So it all started actually when my co-host here decided that we could actually have a little bit of a more interactive way of communicating with you all. We actually know and are aware that we have our booklets, we have our social media, we have tons of these like little things that can help you be more in tune with what we have going on, but we figured we would want to have a little bit of fun with all of you. So here we are.
As you can see, some of those booklets are on the counter in front of us. It helps that Emily and I both have backgrounds in theater, so it's going to be a lot of fun for us. We hope you enjoy it as well. In this first episode of the Bosler Buzz, we're going to be covering a couple things that are coming up in the real near future. In fact, this month, since this is the October episode. The first is Comic-Con, and that will be happening the second weekend, I apologize, of October, Saturday, October 13th, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Emily, I know that you've been working with Nick on that. Could you give us a little bit of detail about that?
So yeah, we have a lot of fun surprises for all of you. It's basically just a Bosler edition. We had a previous one 2 years ago, and it was such a hit that Nick decided that we should all have join in and have the second edition of it. You are all welcome to suit up, ask your favorite characters.
Come as Batman or Superman.
Yes, please, we encourage you to do so. Please do remember that it will be the second weekend of October and that it's going to be amazing.
For those of you that don't know, Nick is Nick Macri, our Community Relations Coordinator, and he's really excited about spearheading the Comic-Con. Coming up slightly after Comic-Con, October 19th through the 27th, is our Celebrate the Book Week, and that's going to be a really big program. We have 3 New York Times best-selling authors coming: William Kent Kruger, the author of the Cork O'Connor Mystery Series and the standalone book, The Ordinary Grace. We have Jeff Shera, whose family legacy is writing about the Civil War and about subsequent wars. And we have Maggie Stiefvater, who is a wonderful and incredible young adult author. Along with them, we have a wide range of other authors, presenters, and programs. Far too many for us to talk about on this show. But we do have a booklet. I think it's that one right there. We do have a booklet that you can pick up, and you can also visit boslerlibrary.org to find out more information about that. It is going to be a wonderful and wild week, and we really hope that you join us for that. One of the great things about that week, Emily, is that we have a young author who's local, just published her first book, and she's 9 years old, Elizabeth Forrester. And Emily, I think you had an opportunity to sit down and talk with her.
Yes, that is right, Jeff. So we actually also want to highlight the fact that beyond celebrating the book week, we also have celebrating Children's Book Week. So we also have a lot of activities that goes more towards young adults and children. And I did get a chance to interview Miss Elizabeth Forster. She is just such a bright young lady. And you will actually get to see a piece of that interview. We're actually going to be previewing a little bit about that.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Was it fun to interview her?
It was amazing. I felt like I was just talking to this completely accomplished young woman.
Well, at 9 years old to be publishing your first book, you really probably are talking to someone really.
Yeah, I know.
So, well, why don't we go ahead and watch that clip?
Of course.
Great.
This is your first published novel. It is a historical fiction novel, and we understand that the whole inspiration for that, it came when you were actually at a summer camp in 2016 with Bosler Memorial Library. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, it was an American Girl-based camp on one of the books with a character from the 1930s. And I was kind of fascinated by the period because of how they practically reused everything, and how they lived and what they ate and things like that. So it kind of inspired me to even get my own typewriter for Christmas.
Thanks for that interview, Emily. Wow, you were quick. Not only did you have time to go upstairs, do an interview, and come back downstairs, but you also had time to get this, which I think you're going to be talking to about in a couple minutes here. After Celebrate the Book, we have lots of other programs that are going on all throughout the fall, and I think Emily has a couple she wants to talk about and highlight. Emily.
Yes, so I first want to talk a little bit about the Pop-Up Art Studio. It's been a great hit. It's actually our studio of art where you can come in on Thursdays from 5 to 7 p.m. The hours change, so I just really want to make that clear, from 5 to 7 p.m. And you can come in and work on your art. It is for all ages, so if you have little kids, bring them in. The person that's actually helping us run this through is Chris Varner, and he is actually with the Carlisle Arts Learning Center called. So thank you so much for doing that with us. And we are actually having a little, like a mini contest, which we will link to the Pop-Up Art Studio. And we will be actually giving all the details of that in social media. So stay tuned to our Facebook page. But we do want to highlight the things that we are going to be offering the winner of the contest. So, behold, we are going to be giving this whole box of art supplies to whoever wins the contest, and it's filled with Sharpies and Crayola, markers and colors and crayons and an art notebook, an art pad where you can just create whatever it is that you want to create and express yourself.
Some really great stuff in here.
There are amazing stuff. We have the basic water acrylic colors. We have...
Wow. Chalk. A personal favorite of mine. Wow, some really great stuff. And this is a contest that people can enter. There's going to be more details on social media.
Yes, okay. Yes. I don't want to take much time, but do check us out on Facebook and do come into the Pop-Up Art Studio. We also want to highlight the fact that the introduction music that we are going to be using for our show for Bosler Buzz has actually been a work of Mr. Kine, Harry Kine. He is actually a co-worker here at the library, and he has been wonderful working along with me, and well, mostly he has done all the work and I've been pushing him.
Harry is our facilities manager as well. We have a lot of really wonderful and talented staff here, and we really appreciate him taking that time to create our very own unique theme music for the Bosler Buzz.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Harry.
Also, we want to highlight the gallery that we have. It's actually the Honorable George E. Hoffer Art Gallery and Atrium and Kramer Hoffer. And it's an art gallery displaying trees. It will run until November 11th, so if you have the time, please do come in and enjoy that. That talk also helps us provide you guys.
And they switch those gallery displays out periodically so that we always have some wonderful local art on display. It really makes the building more beautiful and highlights local artists and local organizations with Calc. So it's a wonderful partnership that we have. So
that is correct. And actually we're going to be showing a little bit of a preview with Chris, and it's going to be playing up now. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Chris Varner. I live here in Carlisle. I lived in Carlisle most of my life. I took a long hiatus for about 10 years and then moved back a few years ago. I'm really interested in art and improv and theater and anything creative.
Well, I think that's about all we have for this episode. I just want to mention that along with all those wonderful programs we talked about already today, we hope that you check out our Growing Learners Library, which has a wonderful variety of programs this fall for children and families, and our Carlisle Institute for Lifelong Learning, which has a lot of great programs and sessions for adults. So I guess that about wraps it up. We'll see you in November. Thanks very much. Again, I'm Jeff Swope.
I'm Emily Gonzalez.
And this was the Bosler Buzz. Take care, everyone. Thanks.